Hello, everybody. Welcome to Organic Base Podcast. I'm your host, Ishani Sumshkambizio Felix, and I'm joined by the one and only my partner in crime, Donovan, Don Jazzy, the main man himself.
Good people, was good, was good.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of you. This is uh this is a first episode for us. We just started today. We just launched actually today, Organic Base Podcast. You are our farmers. Is that what we call our fans?
Yeah, because obviously we are the organic base. We provide the nutrients, and you give us that physical labor. We need some seeds to grow.
You're full of crap. Nah, you're high, man. You're high. Yo. But yeah, I want to say thank you so much to all the people just tuning for the first episode. Forgive us for the sound quality. We're gonna be building our sound quality bit by bit. This is just the origins. This is just the base, as we say. Before we start, like improving our audio quality. And since we are like during a pandemic, hey, we gotta work with what we gotta work with. But we're not gonna complain or cry about it. The hassle don't stop.
It never stops, man. It never stops. We're always gonna be out here doing our thing, non-stop. But obviously, let them know what we're gonna be talking about during the whole podcast thing.
Yeah, so today we're just gonna be talking about what this lockdown experience has been since this is lockdown season 2 or part 2 from last year, because last year the lockdown happened as well, the same around the same time, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So it happened around the same time. So we're gonna be doing that. We're just gonna be discussing about how it's been, how have you been since we're both students anyway. We're just gonna be talking about how we've handled both, you know, this lockdown. How has it been? How has been online learning this season? Since that's what we've resorted to, because of lockdown and as well tier restrictions as well. But other than that, as well, we're just going to be talking about as well our plan for, our plans next for this podcast, what we're going to be doing, what we want you to be looking forward to. So yeah, without much further ado, yeah, that's all there is, really, nothing much. And we're just going to be giving you a brief introduction to ourselves. We'll just let you know about ourselves since we're the host. So I'm not gonna start. I'm gonna allow my main man Don Jazzy to start and yeah, introduce yourself to the people, my man.
Bro, why you gotta ruin my name every day, time, fam?
Hey, I just said you. I said hey Don Jazzy. Just try. I mean, just an intro, hey.
Say less, say less. Obviously, for me, I'm a student. I'm in my final year. Uh, it's basically like a short intro. Like I'm just doing my thing out here. Obviously, we're all young. We're all looking to be successful in the future. So
Uh,
I'm just on that also. Like school being a student, I like to talk about new experiences outside university. But that's what I'm going to be talking about here too. Same as him. But I think most times on here, I'm gonna be talking about finance, like the finance kind of side,
mm,
finance, and just talk about being my age because I'm 22. So I'm gonna just talk about be my age and the kind of challenges I'll be facing most times, really. So that I connect to my fans, I connect to my farmers. Yeah,
yeah, farmers. Why are we calling them farmers? For real,
because
why are we calling them farmers? That sounds weird, like farmers league. I'm
yeah,
used to
because
like hearing it that way. Like football fans always like really, you always football fans always call these other leagues farmers league. You know what I mean? Because of the weak football they play. But yeah, I mean farmers. I mean, hey, since I want to hear your story. Why do you come up with that?
now because obviously, yeah, you have to look at it in the sense of what does a farmer do? A
Mm,
farmer is basically planting something for it to grow. So
mm,
for us having Our fans, they're planting a seed in their brain, planting something in their life that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna make them rich, or that's gonna make them wealthy, or make them satisfied. You know, some people might be out here just to listen to someone talk. Some people are lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to say lonely, but some people just want to hear that voice, like that comforting voice. So we may be that. I'm just saying, we may be that. We may be giving that kind of service. So this is why I call them farmers, because they're planting something in their lives that's going to grow in the future.
Nah, I get you, I get you, I get you. But hey, I mean, to be honest, yeah. Anyway, that's Don Jazzy. That's Donovan right here. I call him Don Jazzy anyway, his nickname. But
What was your intro about? What was your intro?
what about who?
Yeah, let them know what you're about.
Of course, I'm introducing myself. Anyway, so my name is Felix. Yes, my friend. That's why my friends call me. And my name is Ishanis. My other name is Ishanisu, or Ishe for short. But I always like to go with Felix because it's easier for guys like Donovan who cannot speak short now or anything. It's easier to pronounce. And I'm in my final year as well, and I'm a student. And basically, I'm doing broadcast journalism. All right, that's what
Ah.
you know, I'm doing that. Don't start laughing, man. This is what I do, and yeah, this is like some of my passion. So we're short introduction to organic base. Why we call this organic base is because it's like we looked at it. It was like organic base is something like being true to ourselves. You know what I mean? Like how we came up with the name was that because we looked at how like this is like every person wants to be themselves. Everybody wants to be a better version of themselves, but you cannot become your authentic self or your original self by still holding on to false beliefs, false opinions about yourself, or like what, or basing you're using your foundation based on what people said about you. It has to be about you, what you are. Like, okay, this is me, this is what makes me me, and it's either you love me or you don't. So this is why reason why we call it organic base, because this is us being our authentic selves. This is us, you know, paving our own way, not trying to be like anybody else, but just two guys, just who are ambitious, hungry for success, and just young men who are just trying to figure out their way around this crazy world, really. Because this is what Donovan said. We're gonna be talking about so many things from finance, relationships, and all different topics, really. As we highlighted today, we're going to be talking about the lockdown experience, how it has been for all students. This has been like the lockdown part two. Because last year I remember it happened during second semester, the national lockdown, and it was a crazy time for everybody. Some people survived by God's grace, to be honest. And this year it was kind of like, now we know how to do, we know how to handle, and we're just trying to like understand how it has been. We just want to share our experiences. But other than that, yeah, we are just other than that, yeah, I'm a young man, very handsome, good looking,
Yeah.
and yeah. Listen to this hating guy, he's hating, but
Of
yeah.
course, you sounded like you're about to sell yourself for someone, fam. You sound like you're in a
uh,
dating.
Hey, I gotta, hey, you never know, you never know, you never know. But anyway, that's what it is all about. That's why we call ourselves organic base, because yeah, we want, whether we blow up or we don't, we always remain true to ourselves. And yeah, we always be true to our fans. We never change. We always be like, the same people we fell in love with all day, every day.
That's facts, man. That's facts. But yo, I feel like the first lockdown, I feel like it taught a lot of people some lessons, man.
What
It's just,
lessons
just a
again?
random thought. It's just a random thought, because I remember this time last year. I know myself. I wasn't thinking about anything. Like I wasn't thinking about saving or even a savings account. No, bro, think about it, man.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I used to go out every time,
Mm.
every night, actually, every night. And now look at the differences. This time, I'm not even thinking about going out. I'm thinking about, yo, what's in my savings account? What do I have for the future? So I think this lockdown, yeah, if you clearly evaluate what you have learned, I think
Hmm.
it's worthwhile. Obviously, my condolences to everyone who has lost their loved ones.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's always a lesson in something. That's what I believe. In this pandemic, people will start cherishing each other, and the real ones are always going to be there for you, even in a pandemic, even when you're, sick, ill, whatsoever. They're always going to be there. So this pandemic definitely it puts things to value.
Yeah, and like in perspective, like what prioritize what's important.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nah,
Because
hey,
I know unit time, I used to value shit that wasn't his law.
to be
I used
honest
to
with you,
value when
like I'm with you on that one, especially you know now than ever before. To be honest, like this, especially now in final year, to be honest, it's been one of those crazy journeys. Like you know, trying to manage time, manage myself, being responsible for myself, being accountable for what I do with my time. I would say that this lockdown experience has been crazy. I mean, for me, I would say what it has taught me was like I started learning how to save. I started learning how to invest. I wasn't really a best saver, but it's just that now I've started learning how to like value every penny, but at the same time spend money on things that are not liabilities but assets.
yeah.
And as well started learning about myself more, what I mean, during this whole again, because last year it was just we were just it was new for everybody was just like, well, all right, we're home, happy home, playing games, we're chilling, no need for us to like really think about work, right? Because right now we're on during lockdown, many businesses are shut down. So kind of like when I look back, I'm like, well, it's like one of those moments where like I wish there's the times where I wish I was like, yo, I wish I spent that time, you know, studying finance, investments, reading books and all. But now looking back, I'm like, well, now this lockdown experience has been one of a hell of a difference because now I'm more wiser than I was last year. I've handled this lockdown much more better. Though yes, there were moments of stress, moments where I feel down, moments where I'm worried, moments where like there was so much pressure on work for me to do. But other than
Mhm.
that, yeah, it's just the only difference is now, yeah, I'll be just now like I have to learn how to, apply the knowledge now that I have in real life. I mean, instead of just consuming, I have to apply it and see if it works. You see, so that if the lockdown is lifted again, I'll be ready to go again. But that has been my experience really overall. And what has been like for you when it comes to dating? How has it been?
Bro, why are you putting me in hot fire, fam? You put me in hot lava,
I
fam. What's
mean,
wrong with you?
listen, everybody, right? I mean, we logged in, right? We're like indoors and stuff, so it's hard to like really say, okay, you can meet up with other people, go on a date and stuff, that travel to meet someone, what I mean? Because right now people just like, having to do what people in long distance relationships do, which is to use, social media platforms to communicate on a daily. But it logs down. Like for me, that was my experience last year. All right, because I'm not putting myself on the spot since you're complaining. Uh it was it was like for me it was like trying to it was a different because now all of us were like on lockdown. There was so much time spending time and everything. But then when in certain parts where like where like the person that I was dating at that time, where they like lockdown was lifted a bit, like restrictions, and also they're able to like do whatever they can do. So again, it kind of like it was like different. It kind of like, well, okay, so what do I do with my time? Okay, I can read, I can do, but then entertainment wise, you get bored with, you know, all these other things like games, watching movies. To be honest with you, because yeah, I was watching movies like crazy, series and all these things. But when it comes to like relationships and stuff,
Yeah.
it was like really, it was really eye opening because when people are not doing anything, that's when people are not going to work, that's the time where you get to know your partner more than when they are like going to work, pursuing the purpose on their grind. But yeah.
That's definitely true. I swear there've been like divorces during this pandemic, man. I swear there've been bad divorces, fam, because people are getting like bored of each other. So I bet there is loads of divorces that happened in this pandemic.
Bro,
No,
trust
think about
me.
it. Think about it. Because
Yeah.
obviously, when you go to work every day, you're not really spending a lot of time with that person.
Hmm.
Yeah. But when you now don't have anything to do, so you can't go outside, you can't just go and meet up with your friends and whatsoever. I bet a lot of relationships ended up in like splitting, breakup, and whatsoever, because the people started noticing, like, yo, I don't really vibe with this person. No,
You're
that's
like,
just
nah, I
fact. Think
don't feel
about it.
this guy. And blah, blah. You'll be like, no, I don't feel this guy. Nah, forget it.
Nah, like I actually think that's happened. And there's always this thing that I'm always arguing with myself every time. Even I know some people that are still in that kind of battle between themselves, really.
Hmm.
Like in the sense of, are you living for the future or living for today? Because you're talking about investing and all that kind of stuff, which is like a long-term thing. That's a long term, like in the next 20 years, 30 years, you want profit in that kind of margin. Now, do you like, what was it called? Do you value being happy or spending all that money now or late in the future? What do you value yourself?
I'd rather spend all that money in the future because if you look at it right now, people have been losing their jobs, right?
Yeah.
People have been, financially, people have been impacted like everyone. I mean, to be honest with you, there was a time where I was able to save so much money from my finance and everything. But now, because I have to also help out around the house, especially financially, it's kind of like opened my eyes to how, like a lot of people are suffering right now because they have to rely on taking loans, having to, having some people are having some of their stuff taken, things that they used to pay on the regular. Now they've been told, well, you owe this certain amount every month. If you don't pay, there's a penalty for it. So it's kind of like, at least now people are understanding, like business owners are now understanding the situation better unlike last year, because right now everybody's in the same boat, right? Except maybe for a few, like the billionaires, because I think billionaires have got more richer. Millionaires and billionaires have got more richer this during this pandemic, because like especially people now that since they're at home, and especially those who have online businesses.
Oh
What are
yeah.
people doing? You see, people are like, okay, well, you know what? For me to get the best products, for me to buy things that I would walk to the store for, like let's say toiletries, right?
Hmm.
You have no choice but to buy on eBay, Amazon, or shop all the shopping markets. So all this, I mean, all these essential supermarkets, not shopping markets, sorry, essential supermarkets. So it's been really, it's been like, what, I've learned that, look, saving money for hard times is very important, as well as understanding that, look, invest your money buying assets, all right, so that so that during this time, because if you look at the stock market, a lot of shares have grown up. I mean, they've been I mean, a lot of shares have been down, which is a positive for like people who are into stock trading, all right. But then at the
Yeah.
same time, you find that, look, if you are one of those people who didn't invest much into like these things like the stock market, it's such a time like this, you'll be at a very disadvantage because this is a time where like shares are very low, but at the same time, the moment things start to open up, those shares that you've bought at a very low price, they'll shoot up again in value. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So basically, you believe in like long term kind of happiness.
Yeah, long term, man, long term, because I mean,
But is
right
that
now,
guaranteed though? Because obviously we're in this pandemic. Yeah,
mm,
you know that life is basically day by day now. We're living day by day. We're not planning in the near future because you don't know what's gonna happen. You
yeah,
get
I
the sense.
mean,
So like,
it,
what if you're planning for the future that never comes? Obviously now that kind of seems dark. Like I'm looking in a dark way, but it's still facts.
it's still facts. Yeah, it's still facts. It's still facts. Yeah, well, I mean, as much as, yeah, I mean, it's not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed now than ever. But one thing that I've learned is that, start learning about, how, you can help, ensure that, look, your finance and everything will help benefit your family when you're not there anymore. You know what I'm saying? The people around you, like a foundation or something, so that you know what the moment you're not around anymore, your money won't just like rot away within your account or anything, but you'll be used by the people around you. They'll keep on benefiting. Like, it's like creating wealth, generational wealth, you see. So every day you wake up, you take advantage of that day. You go, okay, today I'm gonna go hard, work hard, save money, use the money that I get, invest as well. Especially now, being going digital now, improving your digital skills is now more important than ever now
Yeah, that's
because
true.
everything
Yeah.
is now, because right now if you look at it, forex trading, stock trading, all this business you can do. There's so many things you can do. Copyright, right? So many courses out here which are free. The internet now is right now a smart person would take on you know advantage of the situation. But other than that, yeah. um
Damn, man. Like that's actually facts though. Like people that are good with IT right now, I bet they're gassed. They're happy for.
yeah, they're happy. But other than that, basically this lockdown has really taught me to just value everything. But yeah, we just left with a few minutes before we end the show.
Oh
uh
man, I had a lot of questions to ask. I had a lot of things going on in my head.
but okay, we'll be back again. Well, I mean, we still got 9 minutes. Actually, we still got 9 minutes anyway. No, so we can still talk. We still got time. And then yeah, once it ends, it ends. So yeah, what are the
Yeah,
questions you got?
no, it's because most times we do view things like especially me. I do feel I view things in a short term eyesight, basically. Yeah,
Mm,
like a short term range. So in my head, I'm always thinking, yo, I'm planning for the future. What if the future is not guaranteed? So why not just enjoy that money now, then let the future worry about itself? But at the same time, I'm
mm,
always thinking about what you said about the generational wealth. Thinking, yo, okay, if I have a kid, I want that kid to live the life I've never lived. Go to Disneyland like every day, like all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, life is meant to be enjoyed, even especially when you're still young. Because when you reach like the ages of 30, 40, that's when you have a full-time job and only have like a short time to go on holiday. That's it. Isn't that facts though? That's actually facts.
yes, it's actually fair, was right. It's like now we're now at a time where a lot of people are like working with their age. You know what I mean? Saying, hey, by a certain age, I wanna have a certain amount of money. You see, because it's just a way of ensuring that look, you are comfortable. Because now we passed that stage of okay, well, we're young, we still want to have fun. But with this everything now that is going on, especially now with people dying, especially, you never know the day your parents can pass away. You never know. people who are like the people who are responsible for you, who look after you can go. So it's a matter of now that look, right now it's do or die. You see. So it's kind of like
I
now,
would say do or die.
yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, it's much. I mean, serious as it sounds, but it's like do or die right now because if you look at it right now, if you lose both your parents or your a parent, someone you're right, who are you going to rely on? You see, say you have to rely on you. So that means
Yeah,
now is the perfect time. Sorry, now it's the perfect time for if an individual now to like okay prioritize themselves. Like okay, I'm not gonna spend all this money traveling, going all the world. I gotta sacrifice some years. All right. Of course, you're allowed to reward yourself, but give yourself time with like deadlines where you go. Listen, I'm going to grind hard during this season, saving every penny. All right, investing as much as I can so that that's how you like creating habits of like good financial habits because you cannot build wealth if you're not good with money, right? You gotta be good with money. You gotta be good with your time and good with money, all right? Because that's the only way you can build good like generational wealth. So yeah, I mean, I understand the whole like what you just said about okay, well, in the future, what if you don't wake up tomorrow by anything, but we're like okay, well, yes, it's not guaranteed, but always be on the safe side. You know what I mean? If you lose people around you or close to you, like let's say, because right now you got people who've lost their whole family and they're now left by two or three people in their family because of this pandemic. So yeah, I would say that look, it's now time for like where you go. Listen, I'm going to sacrifice a lot of things. All right, I'm going to sacrifice a lot of things and focus on what's important, which is I have to start building my credit, building my ensuring that my finances, I'm financially stable, and as well like I'm a person who can stand on their own because right now. We live around people. I mean, people can easily get depressed and sad, mentally go crazy, but this is the time where like you have to learn to stand on your own. Otherwise, if you don't, you're at a very, very dangerous. Yeah, like you're on a very you're in a very dangerous position to be like, to be swept away. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, that's facts. That's fact. That's definitely facts. Now it's just for us human beings, especially people from for this generation, we like
Mhm.
things quick. That's why we go Amazon Prime, next day delivery. We like things quick.
Yeah,
Even
we
when it
need
comes to
patience.
even when it comes to some financial stability, we want things really quick. We want to be rich now, not to
Mm.
be rich in the next 40 years.
Oh,
So it's
trust.
that thing that we're very impatient. We're very impatient when it comes to long-term things or things to do with finance or even our parcels. So it's very hard to have that kind of calm nature about you where you are willing to wait. Even people who like they will force an answer out of you if you're taking too long. They'll say, "No, yo, bro, I only go a second year, so be quick with your answer."
Mm.
So I guess something that we can take from this podcast is, you know, if you're someone in uni or someone in GCSE or A level, build your patience. Build your
Yeah,
patience. That's something that I've learned there. Build your patience. Things will come. They just need time. Every good thing comes with time.
yeah, and
Nothing just comes instantly like that.
yeah, as well as mental resilience. To be honest, mental resilience. Because to be honest with you, I remember, me first year, I was like, I was in the gutters really. So yeah, mental resilience is very important for people, especially A level students who are looking to go into uni. Just like what Donovan said, yeah, patience, but at the same time, you know to be strong, to train yourself, prepare yourself now. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, as they say.
Yeah,
So
that's a good one.
that's what I've learned. Because to be honest with you, I remember even before lockdown, for me, I struggled my first year of university. I struggled a lot. I almost failed it. It was only when I decided to be mentally tough and go hard, like become serious, cut off all distractions and focus. That's when I was like, That's when I was able to pass and do better. But yeah, man.
Nah, you definitely right there.
So yeah,
Definitely.
it's crazy. But yeah, Don, what do we have, or like what should we look forward to like in the next process next time?
Well, next time, hopefully, we can have a guest. We'll try and arrange something, a guest, and the next conversation. You never know, man. You never know about the next conversation. That's the thing. You never know. It's
Yeah,
one of those things that just happens at the moment.
Yeah, I think in our next conversation, yeah, we're just gonna be talking about our experience since we're now final year students. We're just gonna be looking back at our time, like from first year, our craziest memories, our craziest experiences, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
and
this podcast basically, yeah, is something. Yes, it's kind of planned, but not planned at the same time. Because a question might, yeah, that's the truth. A question might just come up,
yeah,
and
anything can we can just start talking about anything to be honest. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Come on, people. You know that this podcast is just two guys out here just
talking basic.
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're just talking our regular conversations. Something
yeah,
that some people might be scared to talk about with someone, but we'll just talk about it here. Then you can listen to our
hmm
perspectives or our opinions. Then obviously, however you want to take it is however you want to take it.
absolutely. So yeah, so next week we'll be so not next week actually, tomorrow, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, yeah,
Tomorrow
yeah.
we'll be back. We're gonna be doing this podcast on a daily basis, and we're gonna be back again. And tomorrow we're just gonna be talking about our experiences in university and our experiences and then we're just gonna be talking about what we've learned over the years, like the time, what we've experienced from relationships that we've experienced during our uni time from first year up to now, what we've learned about ourselves, what we got ourselves into, and all the controversial topics that we're going to be talking about here on Organic Base. But anyway, ladies and gents, we thank you so much for tuning into this podcast, and we'll be back tomorrow again. Make sure to tune in. So from me, Felix,
And me, Donovan.
we'll be back tomorrow. So keep it organic.
Yes, goodbye to all my farmers out there.
Why you keep on saying farmers, man?
It's a good name.
Man, let's say farmers. But anyway, yes, shout out to our farmers. We'll be back tomorrow and we'll be talking about so many things and look forward to great things